Alright, what's up, guys? It's your Saturday boy Caden, and we're back with another topic. And this one might get a little heated, which is why I'm doing it in the car on the way to play games with my family, because I don't want to get too heated and then be in a bad mood all day, because this topic is very, very touchy for me, and I held off on doing this video specifically because I have a lot of emotions and a lot to say about it. I don't know how long I'm going to make this video because I don't want it to be too crazy, but yeah. Okay, so if you've watched anybody's videos so far this week, you know that this has to do with our current presidential placeholder and the military and how he treats us as trans people and how much of a psychotic moron he is. So, if you don't know, I don't know what rock you live under, but the man tweeted last week about putting in place a ban from stopping transgender people serving openly in the military, and whatever, because we are a lot and we're very expensive and whatever. So I have a big problem with that, because if you look up the statistics on what the military spends to pay for gender confirmation surgery for all of the trans people they have spent the money on, it is less than 1/4, way less than 1/4 of the total budget that they pay for medical expenses in the military. So, in comparison, we are not that expensive. 2, everybody that is agreeing with putting this ban on trans people serving openly in the military is so concerned with our military being battle ready. The reason why trans people can't serve in the military openly because they need extensive hormone therapy, and they need extensive psychological counseling, and they need this and they need that, and following surgery they're not eligible to be deployed for blah 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 blah. My thing is, what they fail to realize is that there are more jobs in the armed forces than there are deployed jobs. Not deployed jobs. That there are frontline jobs. A majority of the military actually has to do behind the scenes. And so if you are going to say that, then you're telling every single person that's in the military that doesn't have a job that puts them on the front lines fighting the fight, that their position in our military is irrelevant, because they do the same thing. Secondly, with that point, is that me as a trans person right now with no training, I can out physical fitness test most people with no training. So telling me that because I'm trans that I am not good enough to serve in the military is beyond me, because I pre-transition actually was ready to sign my life away to the Army. That was after I dropped out of school because it was too expensive, I was going to sign my life away to the Army. I met with the recruiter, I took the practice AVSAB test, I did all of that. I was ready to sign the contract and I was ready to go. Then I figured out what was going on inside my head, and I realized that going into the Army and trying to transition wasn't going to be the best thing for me, because the Army was not, don't ask, don't tell, was not repealed yet, and I didn't want to go through all of the emotional hardship on top of that. Still to this day, I have been considering signing my life away to the Army, simply because I know that I would be very good at it. I would be very good at it. Regardless if I need hormone treatment or not, I would be very good at all of it. But under this administration, I will not. I will not. I will not go to war to die for this man. Because he doesn't respect me as a person. To him, I'm not a human. So why would I put my body and my life on the line for him? Because he doesn't care about me. And if I did come home, if I was deployed and I did come home, he wouldn't give two shits about me. If you have a problem with trans people serving in the military, you can never again say that you are pro-military. You can't. Because I know several hundreds of trans service members, and they are damn good soldiers, and they are damn good SEALs, and they are damn good at their jobs. They work twice as hard as a lot of people simply because they are trying to prove themselves worthy of being where they're at. For some reason, people in this country have a misconstrued idea of what trans people are and how we function, etc., etc. And I'm not sure why they have this interpretation recently, because this is a modern thing that has happened. With our media portrayal of trans people, I believe that people don't take the time to realize that trans people have always been here. And when I say always, I mean always. Native American culture has two-spirited people, which are their version of trans people, where they think that they are closer to God because they are two-spirited individuals, because they live their life at the beginning one way, they live their life at the end another way, or somewhere in between. And that makes them closer to God. And I don't understand why our God-loving nation can't see something in that light. I mean, I'm 100% an atheist. Atheist agnostic, I'm not really sure which of the two, but I'm 100% in that direction. But I am logical enough to know that there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with people like me. And people who think so, people who think I am not capable of doing the things that they're doing because I need hormones to help my body process my brain correctly, are ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, we all need hormones for our bodies to process our brains correctly. And there are plenty of cisgendered males who need to inject themselves with tea or take pills or gels to get their T levels into a normal range. So if you think about it, a trans man is no different than a cisgendered male who needs to up his T levels to get them in the normal range. Because my brain works the same as any other man's brain. I see boobies, I look. And that's relatively new. But that's since I've been on T. I see a butt hanging out of shorts, and I look. It's just the nature of the beast. So I'm really, really, really sick of people saying that we're incapable of functioning like every other member of society. Because we do every single day. And it isn't until it affects something that you hold so precious, even though you holding it precious is completely contradicting everything that you're saying. On one hand, you're bitching because people don't want to join the armed forces and don't want to go fight for this country, and the military is the best thing that could happen to somebody who's struggling and blah, blah, blah. It could change your life, la, 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 la. But God forbid a trans person wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves. God forbid a trans person wants to fight for their country and put their life on the line to die for you, your homophobic, transphobic psychopath. God forbid they want to go do something good. God forbid. Because it's going to be the end of the world. That you're going to have to share a bunker with a trans guy or a trans woman. God forbid you're going to have to fight next to them. A perfectly capable human being if they're at that point, because they obviously passed the PT tests, they passed everything that they need to do in order to be deployed and on the front line with you. God forbid another capable human being, an adult, willing, capable human being in physical shape enough to go to war is standing next to you. Oh man, what a disaster, what a nightmare. I can't even imagine. If that is the biggest nightmare that you have in your life, you're doing pretty damn well. That's all I have to say about this, because I'm getting pissed off. Make sure you watch everybody's videos, like and subscribe if you enjoy hearing me talk, because I like hearing me talk, which is why I do this. I'm going to put the links to... I'm going to put the handles to our Instagram and to my Instagram in the description. Please go follow both if you are not already. And I will see you guys next week.